All right, there it is. The stone is up. It's we're missing some projections, so we'll call it a rough draft. But I mean, really, the only thing that's going to get added is the editor will add some projections tonight, and for all of you that use the solver, he'll then upload them onto there, right? So there's that. As always, before I forget to say this, I don't see much of a wind edge tomorrow. I already went and looked and thought, well, hey, maybe the guys that go out in the morning will have a little bit softer conditions. But if you see today on the South Course, the guys that went out early actually scored, quite a bit worse than the guys that went out a little bit later. Now, it's all within an hour of each other, so might be overthinking it a hair. But as always, I feel like a lot of you, this is what you do. You just see, a pink guy, or a blue guy. That means high upside or sleeper. I got to play them. Guys, just because somebody's an orange doesn't mean you can't play him, right? Ryan Palmer is a fine play if you want to play him, right? He's a good price relationship. I don't know if I really want to play Ryan Palmer coming off of a decent round, but that's why he's colored orange, right? The guys that are this high upside are guys that just when they play at their 90 percentile, they have bigger spike outcomes than the guys in the orange. That doesn't mean the guys in the orange can't have a spike outcome. Furthermore, the cash guys. Yes, of course you can play cash guys in your GPP lineups. That just means they're really good plays, okay? The guys that I colored at cash are all pretty expensive, right? There's not a lot of great options down here. When you make your cash lineup, you're going to have to punt at least once. I'm not going to tell you who it is, because if I went and colored some, for heaven forsake, let's say that I colored Sun Yul No cash. Everybody would play him in cash, and I don't want that, right? You do not need to play him in your cash lineup. Sun Yul No you won't, okay? So you got to remember that those are just kind of suggestions. You use all of them, use none of them. I don't give a shit. Those are just kind of the guys that I would be looking at that fit my criteria for cash. Okay. Why? Well, largely because they're good prices. They're usually good bounce back candidates. They're playing well, and they're ball striking. That's typically what I want. Okay. And fuck ownership. I don't care. I don't care about ownership when I'm doing that. Then why not Brendan Steele? He's ball striking the hell out of it. He is. I mean, honestly, if you want to play cash, go ahead. I just know Brendan Steele. He's a fucking loser, and I don't trust that he's going to do it. I'm not going to risk my cash lineup on Brendan Steele putting together a third great round. Maybe he will. He looks like the dude in The Simpsons, the tall guy in a small car. That's what he reminds me of. Okay, so from there, you can see we got our pivots. Pivots are just going to be guys who are sandwiched in between chalky guys. Finau, I think you're going to get a pretty nice discount sandwiched between Montgomery, Morikawa, and Homa. Siwoo is a great leverage play. You could really call him a pivot or a leverage play. You got Habwin sandwiched between a couple popular guys. So that's all it is. A pivot is a guy where they're a lot lower owned than the guys around them. A high leverage play means they're more likely to show up in the optimals than they will be owned. Okay. We got sleepers on here. Please, just because I color sleepers, you cannot go play all those dudes in your lineups. Only use it to go give them a closer look. But I really encourage you to look at all of them. There's only 73 players on here, and some of them are, Sam Ryder. You can just throw him the fuck out. So now you only got 72 left. I'm kidding. Play Sam if you want. He played unbelievable today. He's playing so good. He hits the most amazing shots. Some might say regression will find its mean, but whatever. What do you gotta do? So there you go. That is leverage. Pivots. I don't really know of any injury watches we need to be watching out for. I guess Xander's always a bitch. We got our cash upside in GPP. We've talked about you can still play cash, of course, in your GPP lineups. Not to just ignore guys that are in the orange. Here's your ownership. Got them in the 3 buckets. I don't see a tee time advantage, so we're not going off of that. Guys that score bad today, Justin Thomas plays so bad that he could never do good tomorrow. Or he could. I'm just telling you. I told you, just like today. By the way, I saw all the amazing screenshots. I have to assume a lot of those motherfathers probably faded Justin Thomas with me. I had a very good day at GPPs too, right? It was a good day for me. It's pretty easy when 50% of the field's dead because they played a guy that got 26 points or something like that. So what are you gonna do? And I had Rom at 75% or so. And then there's just some guys that are coming off really good rounds. I love Callum Tarren. I'm a Callum Tarren whore. He Callum Tarrens it up. But you just gotta you gotta ask yourself, is he really gonna follow that up? Taylor Moore looked amazing today. Is he really gonna follow that up? Okay, a lot of things to consider here. By the way, can you believe Brendan still has an A+ third round historical? Is Brendan still gonna fucking boat race this tournament? Honestly, maybe I should make him cash. Maybe I just can't do it. I can't do it. I would never play him in my cash lineup. So there's on a Saturday Maybe if this were a Sunday and he had a great round 4 Sunday because he's a veteran, maybe I could get there. But on a day where position points literally don't even factor in 5%, fuck it, I'm not playing that tall, goofy bastard. And if you haven't heard those interviews, they are, oh my God, they're awkward. All right, bad round regression. No surprise, Justin Thomas had a horrific round versus what we would expect from him. His short game. Oh, that's a good one. Short game. Notice we only have short game data from the time they played at the stadium course. So some of the short game regression might actually be pulling from their Wednesday round, right? Which would be 2 rounds removed from what we're going to have tomorrow. So be aware of that this isn't just the bad round regression. We just pulled their strokes gained total from today. So that number is real. I mean, not that this one's not real. It's just, take it with a grain of salt. Historical round 3, price relationship, and then event and previous round. Why these guys are a 0? That's just because they played on the course where there's no shot tracker. Come on, man. Work with me here. All right. Once again, I'm not going to do this every time. I'm just trying to train you guys. We had another one we were going to put in here. This is coming. Our goal is to get it out by next week. We're going to start adding, once again, I talked about this on the Showdown Hoedown. I want to do it a little bit different than they do over at Fantasy Golf Bag, but I really like the idea. We're going to look at what percentage of approach shots are what we would consider good, right? And it's not just going to be simply, 9 out of 18 were good, 50% good. Now, we're going to do it a little bit more complicated than that, where we're going to look at bad shots, look at good shots, look at medium shots, and then come up with a percentage out of that. Because if you don't know, having 10 good approach shots or a high number of approach shots in a round is what gets you a lot of scoring, because that's more likely birdie opportunities, right? So measuring that number and having that on here is going to be super helpful. The goal is to have it by round 3 next week. And then we're also going to do one called True Strokes Gained. This is one we just came up with. It's basically, we're going to take out any super outlier shots. Like Xander Schauffele's Albatross last week, it made his strokes gained approach look insane for the round, which really wasn't accurate, right? Outside of that shot, he really just had a slightly above average approach round. But that Albatross made it look insane. So we're going to throw out like the 99th percentile good shots and the 99th percentile bad shots, because you don't want to be looking at strokes gained data for approach and basically be using it on one shot, right? So that's what we're going to be doing. So be looking for that. It just takes a while to get everything together. We're still trying to perfect this process, and now here I am already throwing more work on us. Hope you guys enjoy. Hope you guys keep kicking ass. Round 1 and 2, unbelievable. We're doing awesome. I hope to keep it continue going this week. Play the game, man. Don't be afraid to make bold choices. Don't be afraid to make bold fades. In a single round of Showdown, any fucking thing can happen. Remember that. I'll talk to you.